Make sure all of that is going. Start broadcast. Let's like spread out my answers to questions. Go live. And then we'll go here. We're gonna make sure. Nope, it's still showing OBS.
Go jerk.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if I go full screen. No. Exit full screen. Return to app. Come on. The camera's not working then. There we go. Wait, no. No, it still hasn't done it. Well, I mean, the camera's not on. Right? No, camera's, well, no, it's not showing this screen. It should be capturing this video. Yeah, I know, I'm looking at it too. I'm trying to figure out why it's not showing the window.
For just a second.
When I was younger, I like those cars. I don't do that. No, I can't. I need something to play with. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why isn't this working? This worked just fine. Oh yeah, I'm seeing it. And page 2 here. Halo Go. It's not quite good. I've never seen one like installed. That thing really starts to more than makes everyone sweat or drink it or anything. It slowly became. Yeah, she's. I mean, everyone's had their price really the deck with it. They're about 10s. I don't care. David crosses to no, it's okay.
Wait, so they can hear us.
They can hear us? I've got everything muted, I thought.
Huh?
Was that?
So they can hear you, but I can't see you.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, I've got us muted. They shouldn't be able to hear us.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's weird. If I turn on camera
Yeah.
and unmute and yeah, I can't figure out what's going on here. I don't know why it's not showing. No. Okay, I can do that. I guess I don't need Discord, I suppose. Okay, so we'll do video capture, video capture, boom, kill the window.
It's so mixed up. It's like shitless.
We're doing a live stream for the next hour or so, but if you want to sit here and be quiet, you can. Okay. No, I mean on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, I want to be in it.
Hey, Greg. Okay. I don't understand why this. It's still just showing OBS, even though I'm.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay. Oh. Let's see where disconnect completely from that. Stop virtual camera. Properties. HP true. Hey, now I can see us. It's first. There we go. You guys still nothing? Oh, there it goes. There we are. Okay, now we figured it out. Oh, it does? Okay, well, I can fix that after. I can't do anything about it while we're going. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, all right, cool. So we're just gonna go from there, and yeah. Okay. All right, sir, are you ready? I know. Hey, everybody, thank you for bearing with us as we worked out the camera issues. I don't know what was going on. We didn't make any changes to the settings at all since the last time we've done this, so it was weird. It was weird. But we're just gonna truck right along because we wouldn't be candles and coasters if we didn't have some sort of technical difficulties. So, hey there, I'm your DM Alex coming to you live from Comic Emporium. We are here actually doing the live stream Q&A with Durrin the Rockthrower. We want to thank Comic Emporium for sponsoring Candles and Coasters as always. So, for those of you at home, if this is your first time tuning in, what we typically will be doing is we're going to be asking just a few questions here to Tavares, who plays as Durrin from the Silver Peak Mountains and in the game Candles and Coaster, or in the game Shadows of the Dragon Queen, and trying to get this all kind of situated here. So thank you very much for being patient with us. All right. Now, having said all of that, let's just dive right into this. So this is Tavares. You know him as Durin. He has the specific, like, special musket, axe, shield, weapon, and but that's not really what you're famous for at this point in time. Because Durrin is not exactly the typical dwarf being fresh out of the Silver Peak Mountains. Why is that?
Well, see, Durin is a little bit different than your typical dwarf for the sense of ever since he was in Silver Peak Mountains, Ispen has ventured there, which only very few humans were able to venture to. So as Ispen was at the Silver Peak Mountains, he learned everything about the outside world from Ispen. Durin had his lifetime goal of wanting to venture forth and see what rich history and adventures he could get into because of the lore that Ispen has built into Durin's mind. He knows that a lot of things are unique, so he wants to go out and experience everything that the world has to offer from Ispen's viewpoint, more or less.
Okay. So when you say that the lore built into to Durin through Ispen, you're talking about the book of Ispen's life lessons, are you not?
Yes and no. Yes, Ispen, I guess, on his last visit to the Silver Peak Mountains, he left a detailed life lesson of rules to live by. Um, Outside of the world, a lot of people probably say you probably shouldn't take it too seriously, but Ispen basically built it into Durin's mind. Yeah. This is how the world works. This is what you need to do. These are how you have to act or converse with people. So Durin basically takes it as gospel. Like, this is what I need to do. And none of the dwarves of the Silver Peak Mountain really stopped him or really like encouraged him not to follow Ispen's lessons, because they're like, I don't know, I guess if this book says it, it's true. So yes.
Okay, all right. So on that note, then, you've been playing, I mean, tabletop role-playing games, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, I mean, everything, for what, I don't want to put too many years on you now, but like, we'll say more than 10, less than 50 years.
Yes, that's a very fair assessment.
Okay, so
Yes.
so somewhere in there, you've played a number of different types of characters.
I have.
So when presented with this idea of playing in this game, like, why did you pick Durin, the naive dwarf?
Okay, so a little bit about me. Most of my characters that I've ever played with were either human, elves, tieflings. I've played dwarves before, but most of my characters before Durin were more hardened. They were more goal oriented, as in this, they seek power, they seek vengeance, they had a purpose. I wanted to do something different. Durin has a purpose, but it's not as serious as all my past characters. I wanted to bring um, a little sense of naivete towards this character, so that like a lot of new players that would watch the show like would kind of like, oh, I can kind of resonate with Durin because I would probably do something like this. I kind of wanted Durin to be more of, he can be serious, but he can also be very entertaining at moments based off
Mm-hmm.
of some of my previous characters.
Gotcha. Okay. So then, uh, I guess, where is, because you guys have only been together for just a couple of days as a party, right? You kind of thrown together on the road, and since then there's been quite a few things that have gone on. Where exactly is Durin's head at right now, especially with regards to like his fellow party members?
Well, that's a good question.
So
So
I asked.
far, so far with the rest of the party members, like his head is kind of like, he found out that Ispen died. His whole purpose was shaken to the core, because he came out of the Silver Peak Mountains with a single purpose, to go venture with Ispen, and to find out that Ispen passed away, but still doesn't know the cause of the reason why Ispen passed away. His head's not in the right place, but he's not going to show it to the party, because dwarven culture, we don't show weakness. You don't show weakness because it's looked down upon. So his mind is not great, but he's going to steadfast until he can process it to let the party know. As far as knowing the party or how he feels about the party, he's he's okay with them. All to say, for one person, he's very weary because of how he, we don't know, I don't know how he came across a particular item, Um,
you're talking about Igneous and his firearm, right?
yes, yes. As far as Igneous goes, there will be a coming of blows. Based off of the technology that he has, because dwarves built it. Dwarves designed it. We are the inventors of those firearms. And for someone to have it that's not a dwarf, there's gonna be hell to pay, because there's only one of few ways you could actually come across that firearm, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have um, the two reasons as to why he has it. Um, I'm not going to say what those two things are yet, because that helps you tune in. For the rest of the party, he's pretty much okay with them. They haven't done anything to seek ill will. I mean, again, a couple of them have saved him from an unfortunate event that happened with Frostwind. Um, yeah, yeah. But yeah, other than that, he's pretty cool with the rest of the party members as of right now.
Okay. Yeah. So like you and Darrow, you're good.
Oh yeah, we're good. He
Yeah.
hasn't done anything again to cross him, in a sense, to make me think, oh, I can't trust you. Um, but again, I don't know the ways of the world outside of Silver Peak Mountain, so we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, so there have been a lot of standout moments in the game so far, and um, a majority of your party members that I've interviewed and talked to have listed events involving your character as those standout moments. Uh, but I think what we all want to know is what were the moments that stood out to you?
Outside of being my level self, I love my moments because they're my moments. But as far as the rest of the party goes, there's a couple that stand out in my mind. One would be when Sai turned into a panther, because I'm like, this is the first time I've ever seen this. This is flipping awesome. um I didn't know we can do this. Can I do this? I'm like,
I can't wait for that scene. I want to see Durin like hopping around, screaming like a wild cat and trying to turn into an animal.
I mean, he doesn't know, so he's gonna try. And and the other would probably be Reverence's magic, because he again never seen magic, and when it happened, he tried touching his and said, "Can I do this too?" So there's a lot of moments that those are like by far the two moments that stand out to me, as far as like something that I kind of Durin's going to try to emulate in some way.
Hmm.
Even if it goes horribly wrong, he's going to most likely try to emulate it in some way,
Yeah.
fashion.
Well, aside from like Durin's, standout moments, what he saw, what about like you personally? What was your favorite moments, in the game so far?
My standout or my favorite moment would probably be Vitus's blade just lighting up, because I'm like, oh, okay. Again, didn't know magic was in this world. I just thoroughly enjoyed how he was like, oh, I'm gonna like blade like sword of fire, because I was like, can I do this? Um, usually anything that involves magic or transformation was probably by far one of my standout moments, because I know outside of character they can do this, but in character it gives me an opportunity to like Durin, like, I'm going to see if I can do this, because that I don't know if I can. So those are probably like my favorite moments as we so far right now.
Thank you, kind person. But I must not go along with this.
That was a good one too. I enjoyed that one. The little insert from Ispen, again, I have several of them. That will just be sprinkled out depending on the situation.
Mhm.
Um, with a kind sir, things like that. So yes.
Now, behind the scenes, you and Larry have a ongoing rivalry that is spilling over into the game between Durin and Reverence, all over a special shield. Um,
Yes.
so
Yes.
who do you think actually should have this shield at this point in time?
I mean, actually should have the shield. I mean, I'm gonna, I should have the shield. It would look better in the Silver Peak Mountains, because it would be well protected. But she's, I guess, family, so I guess she
Wait,
can
wait,
have
what's with the family?
family.
She's family. No, no, she's actually family, like literally a blood descendant.
Prove it.
Oh
Anyone can say they're
goodness.
family, but prove it. Um,
So when I asked earlier, like what Durin's head is like around like the different party members, and you were like, oh well, Igneous and I are gonna have beef about his gun. There's a little bit of beef between you and Reverence over I don't know, lineage, heritage, special magic shield.
I will say this. Ispin did not tell me of Reverend's existence, therefore I kind of question Reverence's like, oh, I'm related to Ispin. Ispin's is like, oh, we're family. I'm like, but Ispin never said anything about you. He would have probably brought you here if he, wanted to, but he didn't.
And
So
and that would be an appropriate thing to think since he was visiting your family for while you were growing up.
yeah,
But how many years has it been since he last visited?
I would say probably about 10, maybe
Okay, all right.
years.
Yeah, so somewhere where I'm gonna go ahead and say because you've already forgotten that it's actually been 20 years since the last time he visited.
Well, it has been 20 years.
So is it possible maybe that Reverence was so very young at the time, in human terms, that he might not have thought it was important to bring her up?
In the words of Ispin, yes, kind sir, if you choose to give me logic that would make sense, I must consider the possibility that reverence is family.
That's a very specific Isbin life lesson to actually name out reverence like that. Which life lesson is that?
Durrin's like
It's a lesson. Okay. All right. Okay. So listen, when this whole thing started, I've been asking everybody this. Like when the idea for candles and coasters was originally like being discussed with you guys and telling you like this is what we're going to be doing, you know, what was or maybe is still like your biggest concern about doing this? And not only that, but is there anything that's something like that you just really get excited about every time we get close to, time to play again?
um as far as worries go, no real major worries, but that's just me personally. I don't really stress about things or really worry about things. It happens. If it don't, cool. Um, but I do feel that as far as what I would like to happen, I would like for us to become as big and grow with our fans, to the extent where they're quoting lines, they're quoting um, moments that happened on the show, and when they see us, they're like, "Oh yeah, here's a rock." I'm like, again, don't throw rocks at me.
Oh,
um,
it's happening.
I know, but
We
but
got to make sure you can live by that law.
I know. Let me live a good little bit before you start chunking rocks at me. I can't dodge it like I could in the game.
Disagree. Disagree. Don't let him lie to you.
I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. But no, I would like to see us grow. I would like to see us become something more than what we already are, and that's pretty much what we're doing. Um, as far as major worries, no, I don't really have any. I really don't. It's just me. I just go with the flow.
Okay. All right. So, is there anything that you get excited about still?
Oh yes, I get excited because I want to know if Larry's gonna cry. Um, I get excited to know, will she cry this episode? And if she does cry, how many times is she going to cry? I wonder. if I get to drop another lesson, what type of lesson will I be able to drop? I get excited over the fans, seeing who's going to come in there and what questions or what excitements they want from us. I
Mhm.
kind of get excited for that because I want us to grow and I want this to be something that happens for a long period of time.
Right.
So I get all that excitement that happens.
And so, we've been talking about growth and stuff as we've been doing the show. And it's astounding how fast and how quickly this little project of ours has really taken off.
Yes,
And you got to meet one of our fans.
I did. I
Yeah.
did, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. And you are welcome to the shop anytime. Um, I need to sit down with you and discuss more things with you anytime.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I definitely, I feel like the fans are definitely one of the reasons we are really excited to keep doing this because the first time we had somebody come in and was just like, oh my gosh, you're Durrin. Oh my gosh, you're this person. You're this person. It was very like a surreal moment.
It really was because I was kind of like, you know who I am. Okay, this is this is good. I've never had someone call me out before, but all right, I like that.
I have. It's wonderful. It happens all the time.
Well, I look forward to it because it felt great. But again, don't throw rocks at me.
For rocks. For rocks.
Don't, no, no,
Yeah,
no, no,
absolutely.
no, no.
When in doubt. Uh,
When in doubt, yes, throw a rock. However, I am not a soldier. That's the rule. You can throw a rock if it's a soldier. I am not a soldier.
point of order. None of the militia were soldiers. Those were villagers.
First off, they sat there and said they were soldiers. They acted as if they were soldiers. Therefore, I treated them as such. I told them throughout the entire time, a good bit of you are going to die. I warned them. I also said that if if you're soldiers, I'm going to treat you as such. And yes, I threw a rock at them. Not saying I'm a soldier in like out of game. Out of game, no, I'm a human being. Don't throw a rock at me. I will throw it back if you do.
We've been talking about your Ispin's life lessons. Now you're actually keeping a notebook when you're reading from the book. That's not just a prop. You've actually written down these life lessons.
Yes, as of right now, I want to say I have close to about 80
80.
life lessons right now. My goal is to have 100, if not more. But I do have currently 80.
All right, fans. We need when question time comes. I hope you've got your notebook.
I mean, I got my phone.
Okay, all right, all right. So when question time comes, guys, for all of our public that's watching and stuff, I want to hear some life lesson questions because I can't wait to hear these.
I mean, okay, true, but you just picture you can wait to the episode when they come because that's what a lot of them are going to happen. For me to read them off right now, it's kind of like not organic because I'm just reading it.
Mhm.
But no, just yeah.
Okay, so all right, one last question, and then I want to turn it over to our fans who are watching from home or wherever to give them a chance to ask us some questions. So this is your chance to pitch the show for people who are just now tuning in. This is the first time they're seeing us on Facebook. They haven't even watched a single episode yet. They haven't watched any Q&As. They were just scrolling along. They saw a live video. They clicked on it. Why should they watch Candles and Coasters?
Okay. All right. Well, cool. We'll do this.
All right, let's go.
In a world where magic no longer exists, there are several travelers who come across the world finding a reason, finding a purpose, finding justice in their own way. They It's a way for us to connect, to unite. There will be some crying, a lot of crying for certain characters. If you're wanting to see something that is enjoyable, something it can be a family outing, a family gathering, learning different lessons, because I have a lot. I feel that this show is different and unique in the sense that it's real. We are not actors. We do not get paid for this. We are coming out of a comic book shop. We are in the heart of Panama City, where a lot of fans and players you are playing, you can come and meet us. You can come and see us. You can have us questions. I think that what makes us different from a lot of other ones is because we are here. You can literally come and see us. You can come and meet with us if you want. Ask questions. You can do it. We are very grounded. We're very easygoing. We're very jovial, which is different from a lot of other places. Yes, yes, we are. I think that we bring something that is unique to the D&D world, to the D&D culture, and we are only getting better as the weeks progress.
Other than
And
the technical stuff.
other than the technical stuff, but we're learning, and I feel that with growth comes experience, and with experience comes followers, and I feel that it's good for people to be with us when we have nothing to when we become something. I think that our group or our story is something that can be transcending. Um, so yes, I feel that everyone should definitely tune in and watch us.
Wow, that was really deep.
I know, right?
I've known you like 20 years, and that was something,
I
man.
have my moments.
You do. Speaking of moments, we have some questions from our fans out there. So let me see here. Which one do I want to ask first? Okay, let's see. So Shiny out there.
Shani.
Uh, it's not going to be possible, but Shiny would like to know, can you read off all the life lessons of Ispen for us?
I could,
Okay,
but
good
I
question.
won't. I could, yes.
Okay, so Larry has been watching this whole time, and she has some things that she's going to want to talk to you about later.
Fine.
But first thing she wants to do is she wants you to read the look sharp, be sharp, don't get stabbed by things that are sharp. She wants that one read out loud. I don't know why she would want that read out loud.
Yeah, I mean, you already know it. You need to look sharp, be sharp, and don't get stabbed by things that are sharp. I read it.
Good, good. You might want to memorize
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not gonna stab me. I'm just saying.
See, he is a soldier. He says he's not going to get stabbed.
I'm not gonna get stabbed because I look sharp. I am sharp. Therefore, I cannot get stabbed by something that is sharp.
Okay, so this one comes from Angel Blood RPG. They want to know, will there be a series covering the rules of Ispen?
I would like there to be a series. Yes. If I can make it happen, yes.
All right, you heard it. You heard it. You heard it. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Okay. Um, this one is okay. Can we get just one life lesson that the fans of the show should live by?
Okay, yeah, I will do that. I could do that at the end.
Okay, all right,
Yes.
all right. So stay tuned to the end because he's going to provide the fans with a Ispin life lesson that you can live by. Um, all right, this one's coming from Zero.
Okay.
It says, my question, I come from a theater background as I studied it in high school and college. I've noticed that you seem to be a natural at your role playing. My question is, do you yourself have any sort of acting experience?
I mean, does elementary like play school and things like that count? Uh, yes and no. Yes, in middle school and a little bit of high school, I did some theater, did some comedy things. So I have a little bit. I'm not as great. I need to do more of my voice. But yeah, I have a little bit of theater work. Thank you for pointing that out.
Awesome. Yeah, I've like I said, I've known Tavares here for 20 something years. This is like one of my best friends in the whole wide world. And yeah, I have DM'd him and I have played with him in numerous different games. And I can honestly tell you that this was the first time I've ever seen him really break out of his shell and play a different type of character and really like emote and get into it. It was shocking, and it's one of the things that like our close friend group have talked about, and remarked about. It's like, where's this been this whole time? Like you've just been hiding this super talent away from us. Uh,
It comes
yes.
out, sporadically.
Okay, Locker Elf wants to know what's your biggest challenge going from playing with just friends to playing live for fans?
The biggest challenge is more or less the like inside jokes. Sometimes it's difficult because we have a lot of inside jokes.
Like Split the Sky.
Split the sky, pet insurance. Uh,
I can't believe we brought up pet insurance.
we have a lot of inside jokes. So sometimes, or there will probably be moments where those inside jokes come in, and it sucks. But because unless you know the story behind it, you won't really get the jokes. But don't worry, we're gonna come up with several inside jokes on the show, which is gonna be great.
We've already got one.
When in doubt, throw a rock.
That's right.
Okay, yes. But we'll have some new ones. But the one of the difference is playing with your friends is unique and difficult and challenging because we do butt heads from time to time where we try not to so much in this particular setting because of the fact that we were wanting us to be a success and things like that. So um basically taking things out of game and in game is a little bit challenging.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so the Silver Peak Mountains seem like a seriously storied place within the world of Kryn. Is there a chance we will see Durrin visit home, and what is his relationship like with his own people? I'm going to take this one. So I don't want to give away what's going on in the story, but uh, no, we will not visit the Silver Peak Mountains and Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Now, that may come after this, where we do the return home and that kind of thing, where everybody gets to go back and, maybe everybody gets to go back to see their own, places where they've come from. So, yeah, we definitely won't be during this campaign, but we may in the future. And what is your relationship like with your own people?
Okay, so not to get too deep with it, but yes, we are with my family. We are very close. Um, we are very protective. We are very um that we're very loyal to our family. We're very loyal to our kin and those who we accept as our kin. So I do get along very well with my family, very closely with my family. Um, will there ever be other doors outside from the Silver Peak Mountains into the world? Probably. Um, it's going to be very interesting whenever I come across another Silver Peak dwarf. Um, so I do look forward to that. But yes, we are very close. We are very loyal, and we recognize each other based off of pendants and signals that we were able to do. I will say this: there is a Silver Peak song that I am currently working on. So we do have a dwarven song that will eventually come out.
I cannot wait for that. I'm gonna put it on Spotify. We're gonna have it blasting in the shop. All right, we have a couple of different people asking questions about Goon, your weapon. So I'm gonna try to simplify some of this real quick.
Okay.
All right. First off, what's the history? What's Durin's history when it comes to weapon crafting? How you learn to create, the different things like your shield, your musket, the how you worked a way to actually like get it all so that it's one piece. And who did you learn under?
Okay, so okay. So there's a lot of questions, so I'll try to answer the best I can. So Durin, in order for Durin to be able to have left the Silver Peak Mountains, there were certain requirements that he needed to obtain. or Ispin basically kind of gave him like a blueprint of what needs to happen, like as far as the outside world goes. So in order for Is or Durin to have to leave the Silver Peak Mountains, he had to learn different trades that would be beneficial to get him the ability to leave. He had to learn blacksmith. He had to learn armorsmith. He had to learn gunsmith from the different dwarf houses of the Silver Peak Mountains. Goon um, was taught to him by, or that particular weapon was taught to him by his father, um, which is Aldwin. Um, uh, Stoneforge. So he basically learned his craft from his father. So he can pretty much do a lot of different things. My idea and functionality between Goon was to make it was something that would be uniquely focused only on dwarven culture, something that he can have himself. Not to say other people can't use it, but it is usually bound to him because it's unique components and um, weaponry. So not anyone can just pick it up and learn like how to function it. I made that explicitly for that purpose because I wanted Goon to be unique to Durin by himself. So
I'd say you succeeded. We've had several people coming in and asking, how does that work exactly? And then I'm showing them, actual historical weapon that it's based on, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's a real thing." So yeah, the if you go look it up, I can't remember the name right this moment. But the axe bladed musket is a real thing. It actually existed. Now the locking it into a shield and having the ram's mouth open to expel the ammunition. That's a new one.
yes, that is something that he put his own unique spin on for that one because for the dwarves we are masters of armor smiths. We're weapons or weaponry. We decided to customize and create our own weaponry that
Right.
you is unique into us. Um, so I wanted my ram to be representative of my house, um, which is like homage to my character's ram. Uh, so it is something that is integral to his history.
Hmm. Okay. Let me see here. So this is a question from Shadow Bunny. This one is kind of based around that. She also wanted to know about the gun and everything. Shadow says a future stranger may have dwarven roots. Uh, what would your be? What I mean, how do you respond to somebody who is uh, dwarven heritage but not necessarily from the Silver Peak
If
Mountains?
the Okay, so if a character or if who has dwarven roots or dwarven heritage, you would know the customs of how the Stone Peak Mountain dwarves operate. So if I were to come across that particular person, they would know how to greet me and I would know how to greet them because we're very
Is this where we spit our hand?
no, that's for humans. That's
Oh,
for
okay.
out people outside, and that was how it was. But dwarves have a certain way of how we are supposed to interact with each other. So anyone who has those heritage and has those roots would know how to converse and how to interact with me to let me know, okay, you're from the Silver Peak Mountains, or you have heritage from the Silver Peak Mountains. So we would get along.
Okay, but what if you run into dwarves that aren't from that area?
Well,
You know, like the hill dwarves or something.
if I come across another dwarf that's not from the Scorpion Mountains, they are considered kin. So we would treat them as such. We will not divulge secrets from the mountain because you we don't view we view dwarves as dwarves, but we will not divulge secrets because you I don't have permission to give those secrets out. So I would not give those secrets out.
All right, marvelous. And then I guess uh, let's see. Do we have any other questions? Did I get everything? I'm trying to see, make sure I haven't missed anything from the Twitch. Let's see. Looks like all questions so far have been answered. Um, yeah. Okay. So I guess let's see. There's a ongoing debate right now on the Twitch channel about who the shield belongs to, it seems like fans are divided between uh, uh, a Larry Reverence and Durin.
I would feel that Durrin the only reason why I feel that Durrin would deserve the shield is because Durrin has known it's been much longer. Unfortunately, Reverence didn't get a chance to know or really get to um spend time with Ispin, but he would probably be okay with allowing Reverence to have it because of the fact that Ispin has given Durin the life lessons. Ispin has given him the opportunity to spend time with him and things like that. So he would probably be reluctant, but he would probably still be okay.
So fans brought up just an interesting question here.
Hmm.
You already have a shield,
Yeah.
so why do you want a second one?
Why does the moon rise? Why does it, why does anything happen? Everything happens for a reason. I feel that Ispin would want Durin to have the shield to not use it, but to make sure it is in a very safe location, that it's away. So no.
You just want to be a turtle, don't you?
Yes. I want to hurt it. I want to shelter it and love it and give it the care that it deserves.
Wow. Okay. All right. If there are no more questions, let's see. Once again, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you, Comic Emporium, for hosting us and continuing to support Candles and Coasters. Our next stream will be this coming Tuesday, where we will see the aftermath of the Battle of the High Hill. We will see what comes of Vicaris and Vicaris the Younger. And the fans are reminding me. Yes, I'm gonna make sure he gets it. Don't worry, I got him. All right, okay. So before we end, guys, make sure you continue to follow us, like us, subscribe, whatever we got to do to make sure we can keep doing this. We want to thank everybody for coming along on this journey with us. So with that said, everybody's chanting now. What is the life lesson that the fans need from Ispin?
I will give you two of them.
Oh, all right.
So, and it goes back to back. So, life
Okay.
lesson number 17: if it's glowing and it's humming, don't touch it.
All right. All
Life
right.
lesson number 18: singing while sneaking is a terrible idea.
You heard it here, folks. Yeah, if it's glowing and it's humming, don't touch it. And singing while sneaking is a terrible idea. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Again, catch us on Tuesday evening, 7 to 9, as we will be doing the next episode of Candles and Coasters with everybody. And then after that, we still have a couple of people who have yet to give us their Q&A interviews. So we're waiting to hear from you guys. Who should be next? Okay. All right. So I've been your DM Alex, and this is Tavares, who plays Durrin in the Shadows of the Dragon Queen campaign. And we will see you all on Tuesday. And until then, fans, coasters, keep your candles burning.